this one's gross. Indian smell is nasty. I hate going to the shop. They still lotion him. I thought he'd be doing it on his own. They still take care of you like a baby.
Oof.
They've gone this time.
Mm-mm.
Laughing because the man lotioning his legs.
He don't want to be ashy.
I thought he did this thing on his own now. How you a gangster and you got your cousin putting on your lotion? Mm-hmm.
Baby, that's what he be saying.
What she enjoying this? Where your lady at? Why she rubbing you down? But the put some Vaseline in your ass. So they're gonna be putting Vaseline in it. So first I thought it was lotion. Now that I'm looking at the fucking game is fucking greased up. But it cook his ass. Got one inside. You ain't no gangster. It's mine. You love it. You should just see this. He is in love with this. Here you go. They find the perfect family. They have
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
Harrison Beavis to kick off.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Beavis, out to get us started. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he stopped immediately there. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And the tight end goes in motion left. Now it's Jackson. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. James Pierce make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now back to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
You talk about this Falcon defense. This unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL.
With they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
Jackson now. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. A play fake. Now Penix. Oh, he's got a man lifted, complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run with a rookie from UCLA. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And tough sledding. Going to get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
23 yards the pickup there.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
18 Cardinal.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7.
Roll. Let's go now.
On the counter, this is Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sends his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
19 Tiger. Let's go.
On 3rd down, Penix from the gun. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Falcons get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Oh, Lamar Jackson just so electric, Charles, when he gets into open space, and we saw Exhibit A right there.
You know something? I'm standing up here in the booth next to you watching the play. He buckled my ankles on that one as well. It doesn't matter whether you're actually on the field trying to chase him or you're just watching him play. This guy is sheer excitement.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it 2nd and 7. To throw is Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll set up a throw. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from drawing level. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
31-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to...
And this is taken in at the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And he's got some space here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
Onward.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
This way.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing is Jackson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action. It's Jackson. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Jackson from the shotgun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found their way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front. Offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
To kick off for Baltimore.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Cowboy 80. Hurt.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And some room to work. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
On 1st first down. They'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
To the air, Penix. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining.
3, go! Hey, 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
Robinson up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Looking to throw, Penix. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Here we go, set. 70 Lions.
Now Penix. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Falcons will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. Here's Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Jackson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll throw with Penix. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he finds a man with a crossing route. Down the right sideline. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And looking to throw, Penix. Touchdown! A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Now they just don't want anything crazy to happen on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, they want to just add the extra point, get the kickoff taken care of, and get to the locker room with the lead that they fought so hard to get.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. The guy's man complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. That's going to be caught by Pitts. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Falcons come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14.
The score, Falcons 31, Ravens 21. Harrison Davis to kick off.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Got an open man. It's Foster. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. A lack of discipline defensively on fourth down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 5. Now it's Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jackson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens are back within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the 1st half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Ravens 28. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Loop back out to kick this one away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum is sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 67 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, and now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Here's Penix. Here's a screen for Robinson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Well, that wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. That's just why I don't play in points per reception fantasy league.
Is that what they call
the receiver
PPR?
still gets a point there. Yeah.
Oh,
and you went that far back. No bueno.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I had their defense on my fantasy game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 15-yard line. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Let's go. Have the 60. Have the 60. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. 18. Pioneer.
Here's 2nd and 8. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down.
Let's go now. 19 Tigers. Go.
They'll drop to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
And this one is right through. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. To throw is Jackson. He'll let it go deep for Foster. This is caught inside the 15. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A big play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Ravens 35. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up.
4 yards.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line. And that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. He'll look to throw. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Falcons. A great play there. 67 yards. And the Falcons use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. But that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Ravens 35. Harrison Beavis to kick off.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Clark Phillips has got it. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10.
Toss play to Robinson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 77 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Second and 4. This taken in by Kincaid. And the Falcons are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's go now. Hiking 18. Buffalo 18.
Second and 11. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Ready.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Penix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. From 10 yards out. And the Falcons add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the math there, and at this point in the 4th quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them, but we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's almost a certain victory.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
Harrison Beavis to kick off.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. He'll try and do this himself. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
First down, Ravens.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Throwing right, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
A gain of 14. First down, Baltimore.
To throw again is Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Falcons' 18-yard line.
Jackson. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Falcons are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. From the 48-yard line, here's second down and 8.
Let's go.
Robinson with another carry. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. And its defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The Falcons on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now Penix. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Here's Jackson. And he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Play action. It's Jackson. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since.
Press up. 13.
Jackson now. And that is incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position.
Let's go now. 60 Bison.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Down to a knee, and the defense, they can't stop that clock. A couple more of those, and it's going to be victory. And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest down there. That's just who they are.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Give him 32 on the play. And he'll spike it here, but it's too late. The clock showing triple zeros. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for Atlanta, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.